No.
I've been keeping ferrets for 3 years now. It's been a crazy and often painful journey.
Ow!
Here's everything I've learned so far about these fluffy little demons. Here's 10 fun facts you might not know about ferrets.
Squirrels, I can't go in the bedroom.
Ferrets love to escape. You'll spend your life ferret-proofing your home. Ferrets will steal just about anything. Keys, wallets, passports, spoons. Ferrets are naturally very social. They need to be with a bonded partner to be properly happy. Ferrets can be incredibly clumsy. They'll fall off anything and knock anything off. Ferrets will climb pretty much anything they can get their little claws into, including you. Ferrets love to jump. My two love nothing more than leaping into the empty bin on garbage day. Ferrets do something called war dancing when they're fighting and having fun. Ferrets love to go for walks, just like dogs. And they even have fun in the snow until they get too cold. Ferrets love water, especially in hot weather as they can't sweat to cool down. Ferrets sleep a long time and very, very deeply, but they look so cute when they're asleep. By now you should be getting the picture. Living with ferrets is hectic, but when they love you, it's a special bond that for me has no equal. So whether you're a new ferret owner or just curious about these adorable furry noodles, this is a collection of my best tips, tricks, tutorials, and some fun clips to break up the pace. Don't feel you have to watch them all in one sitting, because if you close the player window, YouTube will still suggest this video in later watch sessions and should put you right back at the spot you left off. Ironically, this works so much better than using playlists. Go YouTube. Okay, bring on the floof! Getting 2 ferrets will always be less work than getting 1. Ferrets were domesticated 2,500 years ago from polecats and European polecats. Fully grown, these creatures like to live alone, but farmers wanted to keep them in large groups as working animals, so they bred into ferrets a playful, highly social nature. For this reason, ferrets genetically need to live with a bonded partner to thrive. If you only have 1 ferret, you can be that bonded partner, but it will cost you 3 to 4 hours of quality playtime every single day, not just when you feel like it or when you've got time. That's why getting 2 ferrets will always be less work than getting 1. Ferrets are quirky animals known for their playful behaviour, but did you know they have a unique ritual called the Ferret Wardance? The Wardance happens when a ferret gets excited or stimulated. It's a combination of hopping, jumping, twisting and arching their back. They will also likely have their mouth wide open as if surprised, and you might hear them duking. But why do they do this dance? The war dance is a way for ferrets to release their energy and express their joy and excitement. It's also a sign of socialization and is often performed in groups. Interestingly, the war dance can sometimes be mistaken for aggressive behaviour, but it's not. It's just their unique way of showing happiness and excitement. Next time you see your ferret do the war dance, don't be alarmed. They're just showing you how happy they are to be around you. Ferrets might seem like a weird pet to you, but they're amazing creatures with some truly unique habits, like the alligator roll. So named because it looks like the death roll that alligators famously do. In ferrets, it can also be used as a way to subdue their prey. but you'll see them use this neck grabbing and pinning move on each other too. Now, some might think that this is just a harmless game of ferret wrestling, but there's actually some serious ferret politics going on here. You see, this move is a way for one ferret to assert their dominance over the other. It's like they're saying, I'm the boss around here and you better remember it. Here, Wriggles and Scruffles are practicing the move during play, and it can get quite heated. But in a situation where you're introducing new ferrets to an existing business, you'll see the dominant ferrets in the group try and pin the newcomer regularly until boundaries are agreed. Make sure introductions are fully supervised through this phase in a neutral space to both ferrets, where you can always see them and are able to intervene if needed. It is important to try and let these power struggles play out, but don't let either ferret get overstressed with repeated clashes without a break. If the neck pin is prolonged and the subdued ferret screams, defecates, or releases a strong odour from its scent glands, that's the time to step in and try again another day. When a ferret's going nuts, it looks uncoordinated and chaotic. But wait, let's rewind that and slow it down. Yeah, still uncoordinated and chaotic. 5 signs your ferret loves you. 1. It bites you. I know it doesn't always feel like love, but ferrets show affection with their teeth. 2. It dances with you. Getting a polecat dance during play is the ultimate in ferret acceptance. 3. It dukes. This serotonin hit of a sound means your ferret is really enjoying your company. 4. It follows you everywhere. If a ferret loves you, it just wants to get into your business. 5. Stashed.
Excuse me, I'm being stored. Where are you
with
taking
all
me?
their favourite toys. This is my favourite of the 5 signs your ferret loves you. Why doesn't this ferret get sand in her ears? Ferrets have the ability to close their ears. You can see it clearly here as Wriggles gets ready to dunk her head underwater. The ear folds in the middle, closing the canal up tight so she doesn't get a waterlogged brain. So the next time your ferret is ignoring you, check it hasn't closed up its ears. That's the next evolution, I'm telling you. Ferrets usually like to back up into a corner for a poop, so if your naughty little Noodle is going somewhere it shouldn't, try obstructing the corner with something like a pair of shoes or a magazine rack, and you might find it breaks their habit.
Mood? What are you going to... Ooh! Hello! What happened there?
Did you know that water bottles are actually bad for ferrets? If you have a couple of minutes, I'll reveal why it's not a good idea to use a water bottle in your ferret's cage and suggest some good alternatives to consider. Don't forget to give that like button a boop, as it will help spread this message to ferret owners around the world. First off, I need to correct myself. A water bottle is better than no water at all, so it's fine to use one when travelling. You can also buy handy bottles with a built-in tray like this one for under a £5. As a long-term choice, however, water bottles are bad for 2 important reasons. Water bottles are designed to release only a few drops of water at a time. Ferrets need to drink up to 150 millilitres of water per 1 kilogram of body weight every day, and they are famously impatient creatures. They won't sit at a water bottle for long periods trying to get enough to drink. Couple this with a low thirst drive, and you're setting your ferret up for drinking the bare minimum of water each day. This can lead to chronic dehydration, resulting in a variety of health issues, including kidney damage. Many ferrets, in their impatience to get water from a bottle, will tend to chew on the metal spout. This can cause significant and permanent damage to their teeth. Dental damage may lead to long-term health consequences, such as decay, disease, gingivitis, oral infections, and even loss of teeth, which are kind of essential to their diet of raw meat and bones. So what could you use instead? Clip-on bowls like this are cheap and effective. This one actually has an inner rim to help prevent toe bean supers.
Oh, great.
If you're using a locked bowl like this, make sure it's set high enough up to prevent digging, but not so high that they can't reach it easily. Personally, I like to use a heavy ceramic dish that they can't easily move or flip over. Placing it on a small bathroom mat should help soak up any spills, but if your ferrets are skilled in the art of toe bean soupery, you must remember to check it regularly to see there's still water in the bowl.
We've got a paddler.
If you don't have a heavy dish, you can use a couple of clean stones from your garden to add a little extra weight. They might also enjoy the enrichment of having something to snuffle against in the water. Never buy bowls with a rubber rim. These bases are meant to prevent the dish from slipping, but they can be extremely dangerous for ferrets, who have a habit of chewing on things. If your floof noodles chew on the rubber rim, it can lead to life-threatening blockages, so please never use anything with rubber in your ferret's cage or play area, even if you think they won't chew on it. Another great alternative is a gravity feeder. These have a reservoir tank that automatically refills the dish as your ferret drinks, ensuring a steady flow of water without the limitations of a water bottle. If you're going for the type that fixes onto the cage with the tank on the outside, make sure the orientation of your cage bars will fit the product you buy. Not like me. Yeah, this is useless. If you have enough space, you can give them a drinking fountain. Make sure it's heavy enough that they won't shove it around or flip it over, and that the power cable isn't accessible. This will ensure they always have fresh, aerated water to drink, and they will love it. And if you don't mind getting things a little wet, a litter tray filled with water is a great way for them to get hydration. They can even take a cooling dip if the weather gets too hot. I hope you found this information helpful and now understand why water bottles aren't suitable for our ferret friends. Remember, keeping our ferrets hydrated and maintaining their dental health is crucial for overall well-being. You always see videos of ferrets licking their lips, but why? I'm about to tell you everything I've learned and reveal the secret of why you see so many ferrets doing this for lots of these. It's undeniably cute, but for many animals, licking is an important part of communicating. They groom each other to bond, and mothers lick their babies to encourage them to nurse.
Is that nice, Rico?
This is where my first theory about ferret lip licking comes into play. I've noticed my ferrets lick their lips a lot when they're relaxing and winding down for bed. I feel like it reminds them of being groomed by their mother to settle them for feeding. It seems to be the ferret equivalent of a baby sucking its thumb. But there's another way to guarantee a lip-licking frenzy, and it basically involves bribery. You see, ferrets are very fussy about having clean whiskers. So, if you give them a sticky treat, they will always want to clean up after. They usually do this by wiping their snouts on the carpet, or you, especially if you're wearing something nice. I know all you ferret owners watching can relate. But if you're filming a cute video, holding them up to the camera after a tasty bribe, they have no choice but to use their tongues to try and lick their whiskers clean. If you've ever tried eating a donut without licking your lips, you'll know the feeling. I imagine that's what it's like for a ferret, not being able to use the carpet as a napkin after a sticky treat. And one thing that is almost universally true of ferrets, they are obsessed with salmon oil. Put a few drops on their belly and you can do pretty much anything you want to them. useful for nail clipping and dressing them up as Christmas elves. So, the secret to having your ferret stay still enough for you to dress it up and film it in cute outfits for YouTube? Just drip a little salmon oil on its whiskers and let nature do the rest. Today, I have put in a jumping puzzle and a treat dispenser. The girls have been really patient. Do you want to come and see what I've been doing? They can smell the treats. How do you get them? No wiggles. How do you get them? Oh! Yay, Wiggles! Wiggles found a treat.
He's so cute.
Cats and ferrets are problems. The ferret behaves like a dog. And certainly my cats are not in the least bit interested in being in the same space. So if you're going to keep the ferrets inside your home, particularly if it's a cat that's used to being, you know, in the house and around you and having sort of, you know, if it's a cat that you enjoy spending time with in that environment, everything will change when you get a ferret, because the cat won't want to be around the ferret. At the age that you'll be able to get it from, which will be sort of, you know, 10, 12 weeks, it's old enough and puppy-like enough that your cat will just scatter. Unless it's a very unusual kind of cat, your cat will just scatter. And I don't know how you feel about your cats, but if it's a permanent scenario and you don't have enough space in your house for your cats to have their own sort of happy space that they get to spend time with you, then, you know, you're going to have to consider that as an emotional factor that you will have to deal with. He's going to freak when he notices that. Ferret.
Did you know that ferrets don't sweat to cool down? They don't pant either to try and expel heat. For these reasons, heat stroke can pose a serious threat to your ferret's health during the summer. Here are some tips to keep your furry friend cool and comfortable during hot weather. Firstly, make sure your ferret has plenty of water to drink. You can also freeze a water bottle and put it in their cage to help cool the air around them. Ferrets love to play in water, so you may want to offer them a shallow bowl of cool water to splash around in. You could even drop a couple of ice cubes into it from time to time. You can also provide them with a damp towel or blanket to lay on. I always soak the sand pit so it's nice and cool in their tunnels. Make sure they have a place to go that's cool and shaded away from direct sunlight. You can also use a fan or air conditioning to lower the temperature in their environment. Keep an eye on your ferret's behaviour, and if they seem lethargic or are panting excessively, take them to the vet, as this could be a sign of heat stroke. Remember, always prioritise your pet's health and comfort during hot weather.
This is the easiest way to weigh a ferret. Scales, bowl, treat, weigh.
This is the only ferret nail clipping guide you'll ever need.
Travel pillows, ferrets, salmon oil, nail clippers.
Get yourself and your Noodle comfy and squeeze a swirl of salmon oil on their tummy. You don't need much, this is how much I use. If your ferret doesn't like salmon oil, I'm sorry, that's just weird, but you could try duck fat. Then roll a toe around between your thumb and forefinger so you can see the outline of the pink cuticle. Then snip. Easy.
Hey Foof friends. I'm Wriggles, and I have a tip for training your human to be a better ferret owner. Have you seen our cute hanging basket? We completely love it. It's great for swinging, snoozing, snuggling, and scratching. If you want one just like it, there's no need to spend a fortune on custom cage accessories. Send your human to a garden centre where they can buy a rattan hanging basket for plants really cheaply. Just make sure they remove any plastic lining before hanging it in your cage. Have fun swinging in it, Foof friends.
All aboard!
Here's a tip for a cheap and cheerful pooper scooper. It's a 1 litre milk carton, just with the top cut off. You need to leave the cap on. And the great thing about this is you can scoop from several different areas, fill it up, and then if you happen to have some kitchen papers standing by, ready for use, it also works as a rather good holder. Ferrets are escape artists, and they naturally want to be in anything that they're not supposed to be in. So if you decide to get ferrets yourself and keep them inside, you're going to spend a lot of time ferret-proofing the environment. Here is what I did to ferret-proof the shed when these girls first moved in. What are you doing? What are you doing? These are my little escape artists. In full flow. That is the forbidden computer desk, and I'm apparently but a mere climbing frame. I need you to come down. So the plan today is to cut a piece of card and just make an additional barrier there. This is only temporary until I can get the carpenter in, hopefully in the next few weeks. He's going to build the external run, and also I'm going to get him to put a cupboard on there because life is too short to be doing this constantly. Have you found your ball? How exciting! So that's going to fit in there nicely. Uh-oh, I've been breached. No, don't jump. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop. I fear my pleas are falling on deaf ears. And what's your story? She doesn't know how to give up. It's just that she's just able to get her little paws to it. Now, oh, she doesn't have to be allowed to go up there for now. Come down. Hello. Actually. I think she senses the end of an era. So that could be all that I need. Now the question is whether or not she's going to find this small gap. In which case I will just patchwork it in with an extra piece of card, but we'll give that a go for now. Have you given up yet? gap.
Victory is mine! Oh. No! Scruffles! That's my fault for leaving that tube there. Come here. This is what needs to go. Show the ladies and gentlemen how annoyingly clever you are. So we put that lip on there to stop her from climbing that fence. And until now, it's been sufficient. There she goes. So this little monster, she's given it, some considerable amount of effort over the months, but has never been able to breach that before. But day 2 of steroids, and my attempts have been foiled. So now I'm going to have to figure out a better way to stop her climbing. Now the magic moment is, does it fit? Yes. You are both very naughty. Enough now. Both of you. Stop it. Very naughty. Oh God. Can you all stop with the suicidal dives? Yeah. Okay. Yes, I won. I won this battle. There may be more to come. No. Scruffles. You need to learn. That's no longer climbable. There's nowhere you can go. Alright, ladies. Are you foiled? Are you foiled?
What can I say any more than desire?
So that was a very brief glimpse at the things I have learnt in the 3 years I've been looking after ferrets. If you've made it this far, thank you. You are the lifeblood of this channel, and my floof noodles and I couldn't appreciate you more. Don't forget to like and comment. It really is the best way you can help us grow, so we can spread the word about good ferret care across the world. If you have a minute more, enjoy this musical edit of the ferrets in battle. I tried to make them dance. What do you think of the end result?
I'ma tell you what I do. Run away, run away. Baby, I'm a fighter, never backing down. Baby, I'm a soldier, standing my ground. So if you're gonna fight me for my heart, all you're gonna get is battle scars. Baby, I'm a tiger, 20 steps ahead. Baby, I'm a viper, one bite to dead. So if you're gonna fight me for my heart, all All you're gonna get is battle scars. Baby, I'm a fighter, never backing down. Baby, I'm a soldier, standing my ground.